Hi, this session will be focused on rebuilding the postnatal body. So we'll be doing, of course, some strength work with a little bit of release via stretch work. So let's come into a seated position to start with. Going to align the heels underneath the knees as best we can. If you need to sit up, or your mother rather needs to sit up onto a block or a cushion, then we'll do that now. So just sliding that underneath the pelvis. Let's warm up the spine first, hands onto the knees, and we're just starting to circle around just nice and slowly, taking 3 or 4 in one direction and then coming back round the other way from there. So inhale and exhale. Okay, coming back to the center now, bringing one hand to the ground, other arm reaches up and over, and then back to center and other side, gently reach, back to center. One more either side. Back to center, then moving into spine twist. So let's bring the arms up to 2 right angles. The shoulders are relaxed down away from the ears. Take a breath in. On the exhale, a little rotation to one side. So the chin remains in line with the breastbone. We come back to center, and then we exhale, turning to the other side from there. Inhale again, back to center. Exhale again to rotate. Breath in, back to center. Exhale again, rotate. Breath in, back to center. Let's do one more either side. Breath out, and breath in, and then last time, exhale. Inhale again, back to center. Good. Releasing the arms down. So that's a really nice way just to wake up the side abdominals, so our internal and external obliques. Let's stretch the legs out now, pressing into the heels. We'll just take a little bit of a forward fold, and then we're pretty much warmed up. So reaching out from there, I'm rolling the pelvis forwards. Of course, if this is too much on the hips, we can elevate the pelvis sitting up onto a block, or we can bring the legs a little bit closer together, or both. Shouldn't be any pain in the pelvis. And if she's still got a bit of pelvic girdle pain, we could always bring the legs all the way together, or more or less together, and then fold forwards from there instead. Okay, so walking the hands back towards you now, slowly coming all the way up. We'll come on to hands and knees from there. So we'll move now into box position. Taking a breath in, going to come up into cat stretch, rolling up through the spine, drawing the chin in, and then releasing down, neutral position with the back. And then again, rolling back up through the spine, and then again releasing down from there. Last time, exhale, roll up, and inhale again to come down. Good. Tucking the toes under now, let the hips drop back towards the heels, arms reaching forward, spread the fingers, letting the head relax down. We're pressing up and back into downward facing dog, or it might be today that she just wants to stay down here, and that's okay. Otherwise, we're lifting up and back. So the feet are just at least hip width distance apart. It might be that she needs to go a little bit wider on the feet, and that's fine, especially if the hamstrings are a little bit stiff. Hands are just a little wider than the shoulders. Neck again nice and relaxed. We're holding that for one more breath. So it's been about 5 or 6 breaths, and then allowing the knees to come down to the ground from here. Bringing now the right leg forward, so we're in a low lunge position. And we'll sweep the arms up. So just coming into a neutral position to start with the pelvis and spine. And then if it feels okay to take the hips forwards a little bit more, we can. So that's just there as an option. Shoulders are melting down away from the ears. And then let's move into a twist. So I've got my left hand coming down, right arm reaching up. And then the option of tucking the toes under on the back foot and simply lifting the knee. Okay, again, this would not be appropriate if she's got pelvic girdle pain, of course. One more breath, bringing the hand down. So let's place the hands on the inside of the right leg, dropping left knee down to the floor. I'm bringing the right leg back. I'm going to load the arms now by dropping the pelvis forwards a touch, but I'm still maintaining neutral position with the spine. Holding it there. Really start to activate the core, navel into spine, lifting the pelvic floor as well, and the shoulders are just drawing down away from the ears. Taking one more breath, and then coming back to a box position. So let's do all that again. We're coming into cat stretch. You can always come up onto the fingertips to alleviate any pressure in the wrists. Chin towards the chest, hold it here. Releasing down. Okay, pressing back again, downward dog. Again, you have got the option of child's pose instead. Pressing up and back. I tend to do quite short downward dogs for the extra stretch in the hamstrings, but if you want to take it a little bit longer, I'm just adjusting a bit now, then do feel free to do so. Okay, one more breath. And then again, just letting the knees drop down to the floor. Bringing now the left leg forward. So right ankles again on the legs, reaching the arms up. Again, shoulders are just drawing down away from the ears, holding it there. Good, deep inhale and exhale. And then again, you can always let the hips move forwards a little bit more if that feels okay for you. If it doesn't, you're just going to stay back a little bit. So it's a great stretch for the whole of the spine. Great stretch for the psoas muscles too. Let's bring now the right hand down to the ground. From here, taking a rotation, left arm up, and then you've got the option of tucking the toes under on the right foot and lifting the right knee up if you wish. And now you've switched that stretch up into some strength work. Okay, one more breath. And then simply dropping the right knee back down to the floor. Left hand comes down. We'll return again to box position. Loading the upper body now again, just transitioning forwards a little, pausing there, nice neutral spine, so no pressure on the lower back. My core is switched on. I'm going to bend the elbows just a little bit, holding it there. Inhale, exhale. Okay, and then again, let the hips drop back one more time. Good. Okay, let's bring it up to standing now. So we'll come up via a forward fold. So tucking the toes under, hips lifting up. So you're in a forward bend from there. And then just take your time as you roll up to standing. So I've got my legs straight as I curl up. If that feels too much on the back, you bend the knees a little bit, of course. And then we're taking a step forwards from there, or stepping wide rather on the mat as we come into triangle pose. So I'm turning my right foot out, left heel away. Nice long stance. Keeping a slight diagonal on the feet though, just to honour the changes in the hips there. So broader pelvis, etc. For some, that doesn't really feel great to have the feet on a diagonal if they're very used to a different kind of practice, or got quite a narrow pelvis and more of an android pelvis, for example, in which case they could go heel to heel. It's up to them. Reaching out with the arms, breath in, and we'll just move into triangle pose. So I wanted to put this one in because it's a great strengthener for the core, because we're in a deep lateral bend here, which means the core muscles have to switch on. But it's also just a really nice one to create some space in the body, so physical space and head space. And it's a really nice energizing posture as well. We're going to hold it there for one more breath. Take your time now as you come up, turning the feet, turning the right heel away, left toes turn all the way out. Again, hips nice and level, breath in. Exhale now to turn the arms from there. So again, just stacking the shoulders, grounding down into the feet. Inhale, exhale. Good. And you'll notice I'm looking forwards. I don't tend to look up to the hand very often in this one anymore. I find it doesn't suit the neck, especially your postnatal mums. They're going to be quite stiff in the neck probably from looking down at their baby. So looking forwards, or even looking down towards the ground, I find is more beneficial. Okay, taking our time now to slowly come up from there. Let the arms release down. We're going to push off that back foot and just come to the top of the mat now. So now we'll work through 2 lots of sun salute. So you've got this one in your training manual, but I'm going to put it in now because it's quite a nice flow to fit in before we do some into the flow before we do some strength work on the floor. So just coming up towards the top of your mat, got the feet apart a little bit, bending the knees a touch, taking a breath in, reaching up and over with the arms, and then we're exhaling to forward fold. Again, you can always have blocks under the hands there if it's difficult to reach the floor. Taking the right leg back and then the left. We'll come up into cat stretch, rolling through the spine, releasing down. Right leg comes forwards, You float the arms up, breath in, low lunge. Exhale, rotate to the right side. Right arm reaches back, or hand can be on the lower back. And then bringing hands down on the inside of the right leg, taking now the right leg back, toes tuck under, rolling towards the back of the mat. Take your time to come up. I'm going to bend the knees just to change it up. Shoulders draw back and down, stepping forwards now with the right leg. Breath in, hips level. Exhale to turn the arms. The top arm now, I'm wrapping behind the lower back. And again, just to take pressure off the lower back, as we've already done triangle, I'm going to bend that right knee a little. And then from there, we can just release the neck, as I just mentioned, just dropping gaze down towards the right foot. Okay, take your time now to lift all the way up. And then we'll just come again to the top of the mats from there. Okay, one more time on the other side. So reaching out and up, breath in. Exhaling now to forward fold, releasing down. Stepping the left leg back and then the right. Breath in, exhale, cat stretch, drawing chin towards the chest. Releasing down. Bringing the left leg forwards now. Reaching up with the arms. Nice and long through the spine. And then coming into our rotation. So turning towards the left side. Left hand can either go on the lower back, or from there we can reach the arm back. Bringing the hands down now to the inside of the left leg. And then we're taking the left leg back, walking hands back towards the knees, toes are tucked under, as we roll on up through the spine, curling up from there. Again, shoulders releasing back and down. Taking a step forwards now with the left leg, right heel turns away. One more Trikonasana, one more triangle, reaching out, breath in, exhale to turn. And this top arm again is just wrapping behind the back. I'm dropping the gaze down towards the floor, spine nice and long. Inhale, exhale. And then take your time again to just slowly, slowly come up from there. Breath in, pushing off the back foot and just coming again to the top of the mat from there. We'll do one balancing posture. Eagle pose. I really like this one for postnatal ladies because it's great to strengthen the knees and the ankles. Quite common to have problems there postnatally for destabilization and changes in the angle of the thigh bone, etc. So we'll come into Garandasana now. So have the feet a little bit apart to start with, sweeping up and over with the arms, inhale, and taking right arm under left first. I'm going to try not to squash the microphone. And then I've got the hands just away from the face a little. Bending the knees now, slowly coming down, and then we're coming up and over from there with the right leg, pressing the thighs together. Don't worry too much about that right foot coming behind the calf muscle. That's not really the aim. Nice if you can get it, but it's not a big deal if you can't. Okay, one more breath. And then just coming back to the top, placing the foot down, releasing the arms. Other side, lifting up. Taking now left arm under right. Bending the knees, so again coming down. Up and over now with the left leg, pressing thighs together. Good, hold it there, just breathe. Hands are just moving away from the face. Inhale, exhale. And again, just coming back to the top. Placing the foot down and relax the arms. Okay, let's come towards the back of our mats now. We're going to take a roll down. We're going to keep the legs locked for a bit of extra strength work. If you need to bend the knees, that's fine. Chin to chest, rolling down from there. Walking the hands forwards, coming into downward dog position. So nice long downward dog, neck nice and relaxed. One more breath. And then just letting the knees drop down to the floor. Just taking a breather again in child's pose, arms reaching out, let the head relax down. You can always take a prop to go underneath the forehead if you wish. Okay, take your time now to lift all the way up, reaching the legs out in front. We'll just take a little stretch before we do some strength work directly for the core. We're bringing the right leg back, placing the foot down firmly on the ground. If you find bringing the foot in quite close to the hip tends to roll the pelvis back for you, then just move the foot away a little bit more. That's what I'm going to do because I find that. Or alternatively, you can sit up onto a block. Lifting up through the spine and just taking the left hand around the right leg and the other hand to the floor behind. Breath in as you lift, exhaling to turn. If you did want to make it stronger, you could bring the left arm to the outside of the right thigh. If your mum's had a C-section, it's going to take her longer to get to this point because rotation can really aggravate the scar tissue. So in that case, we'd keep it more gentle, more therapeutic. Okay, coming back to center now, we'll just drop right knee out to the side, just take a gentle forward fold from there. So reaching out, head relaxed down, back of the neck is nice and long. And then take your time to slowly come all the way back up, switching up sides now. Again, just reaching the right leg out from there. Let's come into our twist again. So either just wrapping the right arm around or taking the right arm to the outside of the left leg. Again, drawing tall through the spine, shoulders just drawing back and down. Breath in and breath out. Slowly coming back to center, dropping now left knee out to the side. And again, just taking a very gentle forward fold from there. Okay, and then coming all the way back up. Placing now the feet flat to the ground. Do a little strength work here. So to start with, just take the hands underneath the thighs. We're going to draw tall through the spine. I've got my feet around about a hip width distance apart. Taking a breath in, and then we're tilting the pelvis under and just gently rolling back. So the back of the neck is nice and long, and then we slowly lift. Inhale, exhale, roll back. Inhale, exhale again to lift. So it's really gentle to start with. Again, breath in, exhale, tilt the hips under, rolling back. And what you want to watch for is if there's any bulging here around the TVA area, around the lower abdomen. If it's bulging out, then this is too much. It's creating intra-abdominal pressure, which we definitely don't want, because that's going to put pressure down into the internal organs. Not helpful. So if that's the case, then you make the movement smaller and you use the arms more, hold on to the legs more firmly. If it's looking good, if she can keep the pelvic floor lifted and the transversal muscles drawn in, then we can take it a little further. So for that, we take a breath in, we lift tall, arms reach, and then we tuck the hips under and we gently roll back. Breath out, inhale, hold, and then we exhale to come up. Again, inhale, lift. Till under, roll back, breath in, and exhale again to curl back up. Inhale, and again rolling back, breath out, inhale again, and exhale to lift. One more, inhale, exhale again, rolling down, breath in, exhale again to lift up from there. And let the arms relax. Okay, a little bit different now. I'm going to turn so you can see. I'm going to place my hands to the inside of my thighs. Now this is going to feel a little bit weird to start with. I've got my chest lifted, but I'm leaning back ever so slightly. What we're going to do here is press the legs in, and I'm going to press my hands against the legs. So it will give us an isometric muscle contraction, so a static muscle contraction. With the two forces going into one another, it gives you a really nice little bit of strength work. And the range of movement is small, and we're working with short levers, so super safe for postnatal women. So I'll just show you what that's going to look like. Got the hands again on the inside of the thighs like so. Take a breath in, and then from here I'm pressing the legs in. So it's like I want to close my legs. I want to press the knees into one another, but my hands are stopping. So my arms are pulling out, my legs are pulling in. It's actually quite strong. Okay, hold it there. Now keep breathing in and out, and then relax. So I would try that for 5 to 8 breaths to start with, because initially it's quite difficult to get the hang of. and then go again. So we're going to try it 2 more times. This time on the breath out, I want you to really strongly lift through the pelvic floor. You release it down a little bit on the inhale, so about 50% down on the inhale, and then you go again. So exhale strong, inhale, release halfway. Exhale strong, inhale, release halfway. With that nice strong pelvic floor contraction, you'll hopefully notice that our abdominal muscles engaged too, our TVA. Okay, and then she's got some really nice internal strengths going on. All right, let's go. So hands on the inside of the thighs, lifting tall. Breath in, and then on the next exhale we go. So pressing legs together, I'm pulling the hands out. I'm lifting my pelvic floor, can you tell? Good, keep it going. So like I said, just soften the pelvic floor a little on the inhale. Good, obviously there's going to be it's not going to look like you're moving at all because it's static muscle contraction. Nice strong lift on the exhale. Inhale, release a little. Exhale, strong pelvic floor. Inhale, release a little. One more. Okay, all right, relax. We've got 1 more round of that to do. So let's just take a little back stretch. It's actually quite strong on the lower back, isn't it? If you found, or you had a client or yourself, you found it too much on the lower back, you could actually take a lean back. So I've got now about a foot between my bottom and the wall there, and I'm just leaning my shoulder blades against the wall. And then from there, I'm working through the room. So I'll do one like that so you can see it. So again, my shoulder blades are against the wall. That's giving me some support for my lower back. So if she was really struggling with lower back issues on the day you're training her, then just pop her over to the wall. Okay, so again, I've got my hands on the inside the legs, taking a breath in. And then on the breath out, we're pressing the legs in. I'm lifting pelvic floor on the exhale. I'm softening it a little on the inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more breath. And relax. So it's definitely easier by the wall. Less pressure on the back. That's going to make less work for the core, but it's a nice way to start or to move to if the first option was too much. Okay, we're coming down onto our backs now. So the last part of the class will be on the lower back, on the back rather. So from here again, just coming down, placing the feet flat to the floor and letting the arms release down by your side. Let's come into shoulder bridge from here. Really nice way to release the lower back. So we're taking a breath in, and then I'm scooping the pelvis, slowly rolling up from there. Breath out as the hips lift. Inhale, hold, and then I'm rolling all the way back down. And then again, lifting the hips, rolling up. Take your time, breath in, and then again, rolling all the way back down. Exhale again, lifting. Breath in at the top. Exhale again to roll down. Okay, let's just do one more. Again, lifting. And slowly down from there. Now let that lower back anchor down into the floor. So we talked a little bit about this in our rehab class. So you want that lower back anchored down. So it'll be a slight posterior tilt of the pelvis for most people, if they've got that natural curve in the lower back. Occasionally you will get someone that's very flat in their back. And so when they lie down, they'll already be flat to the ground. So everyone's a little bit different. We're coming back to that tabletop position again that we did in our rehab, but this time we're going to add a little bit of movement. So we've practiced holding this static. The arms are just down by our side. Now think about keeping that lower back anchored. I'm taking a breath in, and as I exhale, I'm just touching one foot down. I'm inhaling to bring it up, and then I'm exhaling other side. Inhale to lift. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale, breath out, and breath in, breath out, and breath in. Good. And again, exhale, inhale, breath out, and breath in. Let's go again. Keep checking that lower back is pressed down into the floor. Sometimes, I know when I was early postnatal, I'd have to literally hold my hips to keep it there because I was so weak on the inside from surgery. So I found just holding the pelvis really, really helpful. So we've done around about 12 repetitions there. Feels like more, to be honest. And we're drawing knees in towards the chest just to release the back. Now, again, if that looked good, so if she managed to keep that lower back anchored down and it didn't look like she was straining too much and the breath was flowing, we could again start to add on to that. So what I like to do from here is, again, just start with the legs at 2 right angles. And I should have said there was a little bit of space between my legs here as well. I know you can't see on the screen. Arms reaching up now. We take a breath in, and then on the exhale, we reach away opposite arm to leg. Inhale. You might find you get a little snapping at the front of your hips. That's not, although it's unpleasant, it's simply the rectus femoris muscle just snapping a little tightly over the front of the iliac crest. It's pretty normal. So don't worry too much about that. It just needs a little bit of release. Exhale, inhale, good. Breath out. So by adding the arms in, what you'll find is those front ribs really want to flare. They really want to kind of lift up towards the sky. And that's where we've got to work harder now in our core to keep the lower back pressed down into the mat. Breath out. Okay, let's do one more either side. Exhale. Inhale, and one more time, breath out. Okay, good job. And again, just releasing down, drawing the knees all the way in. Good. Okay, a little stretch with the hamstrings, reaching one leg up. You might find the other leg can comfortably go down to the floor now. If not, we just keep that bent. Okay, and release, switch up sides. Again, pressing into the heel, toes drawing back. Lower back just relax down into the floor from there. Okay, one more breath. Good, and now we'll come over onto our side. So just rolling over from there, coming back to our side lying position. Again, just letting the head relax down. We're hovering legs away from the floor. And again, in our rehab class, we were raising the top leg. This time, we're going to try a little lift with both legs. We'll see how that goes. And again, if anyone in your class didn't feel okay with that, or it just felt too much, or they struggled with balance, you just go back to the rehab phase. So lower legs just hovering, top leg is lifting. Or if they're just not having a great day, the lower leg can relax onto the floor with the knee bent, and we just work with the top leg. So you just keep taking it back a notch if they're struggling. It's never a linear progression. Recovering postnatally, you'll make a bit of progress. You'll have a few rough nights with baby, and then you'll feel like you're going backwards. That's just the way it is. Okay, so be ready with those options. Okay, all right, so again, hovering legs away from the floor. The top hand initially can just rest to the ground just while getting our stabilization going. Take a breath in, and then it's an exhale to raise legs, just a little lift, just a little one. Inhale down, exhale again to lift, inhale down, exhale again to lift, inhale, exhale again to lift, inhale down. We're doing 2 more. Breath out, inhale, and then one more time from there. Exhale and inhale. Good. Let's keep it going, but this time top arm onto the thigh. Breath in. Got 6 more. Exhale up, inhale down. Again, on that exhale, focus on lifting pelvic floor. Inhale down, exhale lift, inhale down. Good job. Exhale up. Okay, last one now. Well done. Okay, let the legs relax onto the floor, bringing the top foot up towards the bottom as the knee draws back. Hold it there. Okay, and then just relaxing the leg all the way down. Okay, we'll come into the clam now. So we're coming up onto our forearm. So the forearm is just, or the elbow rather, is just directly under the shoulder, lifting the ribs away from the mat. So you've got that nice lift around the waist, strength work in the shoulder. From here, we're hovering the feet this time. We're taking a breath in, opening the knees, press the heels together, and then draw the legs back together. Exhale to open, inhale to close. Exhale to open, inhale to close. Exhale, inhale, breath out, breath in. Exhale, open, inhale. Good. One more. And releasing down. Okay, good. Let's bring it up to sitting. We'll take it round to the other side now. Coming into our side lying position. Again, head is just relaxed down onto the hand. Okay, take a moment again to get your balance and to stabilize, hovering legs up away from the floor. To begin with, the top hand can be on the ground. Take a breath in, exhale from here, lifting both legs. Inhale, releasing down. Exhale again to lift. Inhale. Exhale again to lift. Breath in, down. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Okay, we've got 2 more like this. Exhale up, inhale lower, and again breath out and breath in. Okay, good. Now let's bring this top arm up onto the thigh. Again, we're taking a breath in and we're going to exhale up, inhale down. Stay nice and strong in your center. Exhale, lift pelvic floor. Inhale, release down. Exhale again, lift. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale, good, nearly there. Exhale, and one more time. Fab, and again releasing down from here. Good, bending the knees now, taking a stretch with the top leg. Heel draws up towards the bottom as the hips press forwards. Deep inhale and exhale. Okay, just relaxing the legs down now. We'll come up onto our forearm. So just aligning the elbow under the shoulder there, lifting the ribs up away from the mat, and then we're hovering the feet. So we've done a little progression from our rehab now. We've got the feet hovering off the floor. This helps to engage the muscles around the hip, the rotator muscles. Breath in, and then as we press the heels together, we open the knees, keeping the waist lifted. Inhale, bringing it back together. Exhale to open. Inhale, exhale, open, breath in, good. Exhale, open, inhale, exhale, open, good. Breath in, exhale, and last 2 now. Exhale, inhale together one more time, exhale, good job. Inhale down, well done. Okay, coming over onto the back again now. All right, we're coming into shoulder bridge from there again, this time taking a prop in between the legs. So just popping a block in between. I'm going to put mine that way round because it gives me good width on the knees. The knees are then nicely in line with the front of the iliac crest, so you might like to try that. I've got the block there just so I've got a prop to squeeze to help engage the legs a little bit more. That's going to keep my knees more stable and my ankles more stable. I'm spreading the toes, arms are down by my side. I'm taking a breath in. I'm going to tilt the pelvis back as I slowly roll up from there, coming into bridge. Good. And then we're taking the arms up and back. So arms are reaching back and then rolling all the way down. And then I'm bringing the arms over and down on my side, and then again scooping with the pelvis, slowly rolling up, arms reaching back, and then rolling all the way down through the spine, and then again slowly over and down. 2 more, again scooping with the hips, rolling up, arms reaching back. Good, and you'll find by squeezing the prop that the glutes work a bit better as well. Okay, scoop. Exhale, lift, arms go back, rolling down, and then just bringing the arms over and down by our side. Okay, fab. Popping the block down now. We'll come in to thread the needle. We just got a little bit more work to do on hands and knees before we finish. So just drawing in from there, and I'm using my right elbow just to nudge the right leg away a little bit as well. Pressing into my right heel so the toes are pointing up. So good stretch through the outer hip. Holding for several breaths. And release. Let's switch up sides. Keeping that lower back relaxed down onto the ground. Inhale, exhale. And then releasing again the feet all the way down, coming over onto our hands and knees now. It's just taking our time as we come all the way up from there. Okay, let's just move into a cat stretch. It's got tiny bit more work to do. Tuck in the toes under. We'll just come into our knee hover now. So taking a breath in and then just hovering knees off the ground. So legs are at 2 right angles. Crown of the head forwards. And then just let the knees come down. And then again, this time lifting and holding for 5 breaths. So again, the spine is in neutral. Imagine you're tucking the tailbone in a little bit. So it's you've got a little bit of a posterior tilt going on. This will help activate the deep core muscles. You're going to feel this in the legs as well. And again, releasing down. We've got 1 more of those. So again, breath in. Exhale again to hover the knees nice and strong again through your center. Neck nice and long. And then let's see if we can just take this back into a downward dog. So on your next exhale, straightening out through the legs as you press up and back from there. Okay, and then just letting the knees come all the way down to the ground. Coming back into child's pose, so the bottom's just back to the heels. Gently reaching forwards now, shoulders soften. I've got the legs together, but you can have knees apart as well. Whatever feels nice is okay. And then just coming up to sitting. So just finishing off now. From here, you can come back to either cross-leg position or have the legs straight out in front. And we'll just take a gentle twist just to release the back. So reaching across the opposite knee, other hand to the floor behind, drawing up tall through the spine, shoulders drawing down, chin level to the floor. And then back to center, other side. So hopefully with all that core work now, your mum is feeling a bit more, your client is feeling a little bit more engaged in the core. We haven't put hardly any pressure on the back because we worked in neutral. And I've tried to work it so that we engage all the different core muscles, side, front, back, so all the work is evenly placed out through the core, so she doesn't wake up too sore the next day, which we don't really want that. So it's more of a functional workout. Let's take a breath in, reaching up and over, interlacing the fingers, just pressing the palms up from there. Just come into a side bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, over to the other side. Breath in, coming up. And then just let the arms release all the way down. Hands to the front of the knees now. Tuck the pelvis under. Let the chin drop to the chest as you roll back through the spine. Just hang in there. Feel the lovely stretch all the way up the spine. Quite like just moving the head side to side as well with this one. And coming up from there. Good. Hope you enjoyed the session. Thanks, everyone.